said he's talking about the former agent who sent thousands of people home. He turned over his birth certificate. He gave his birth certificate to try to sponsor his brother who's from Mexico. And this is what happened.
Behold, he finds out that he himself is an illegal immigrant. His parents had forged the birth certificate. Apparently, it's very common, and they never told him. So he loses his job and is now.
Did you hear what this cat said? He said it is very common for these parents to forge their children's birth certificates. So a lot of these illegal immigrants, I mean, we see these children crying and how they're being sent home and all these sort of things. But man, your parents brought you here illegally. They didn't even tell you that you were illegal. And they went so far as to forge a government doctrine. How do we feel sorry for this situation? How do we as Americans, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, if you're crying and you're upset, you need to look at your parents. It's not our fault, okay? We have to follow the rules. You get a traffic ticket, you might have to pay $200 or $300, depending on how fast you were driving and in what zone you were. We have to pay the rules, and if you don't pay it, they can haul you off to jail for a warrant. Traffic tickets, you get a boot on your car. We have to follow the rules too, no matter how much we don't like them. All right, and so why should other people be able to come to our country and not have to abide by the rules that we have to abide by as American citizens? You got to play by the rules. I mean, we've learned that because we know what happens to people who don't. But keep listening to this story, because the big picture is, you know, they say do unto others as you want them to do unto you. He thought the former immigration agent thought they were going to cut him a break because he had spent years sending people home. No,
let's keep listening. Process of being deported himself. What's even crazier is this guy spent 4 years in the U.S. Navy. Ooh, nobody ever caught this before. Man. The parents apparently forged the birth certificates so their kids can attend U.S. schools. I mean, the parents never told him. That's what's crazy. And if he had never gone to sponsor his brother, he may have never found out. The Border Protection Agency is not checking to make sure someone's birth certificate is real. I guess a lot of times they're just checking socials. You know, if you have a birth certificate, you can get a social.
Ain't nobody gonna hook you up, man. You're not gonna get hooked up. You still gonna go home. All right, let's keep listening to this lady.
If you're a lawful permanent resident and you are in court charged with a crime, you could get picked up by ICE now. Yes, I'm reading from an internal memo. I'm Gloria Cardenas, an immigration attorney. Here are the 5 categories of people that ICE can pick up at a courthouse. Individuals that have been ordered removed but have not left. Individuals that have been removed from the United States that have re-entered the United States without inspection. Gang members, specific aliens with criminal convictions. In other words, that's very broad and we don't know what it is until they start implementing this policy. People that pose a national security risk, people that are a public safety threat. Now, that.
All right, so I don't know this lawyer and I don't practice immigration law, but I am familiar with the fact that they just enacted something called the Laken Riley law. Have you guys heard of that? Laken Riley. She was a young girl, young lady. And on February 22nd, almost a year ago, she was a nursing student in a university, at University of Georgia. Okay. And she was jogging on the campus of UGA, and she was unalived by a Venezuelan migrant who was here illegally, a 26-year-old man named Jose Antonio Ibarra. And so, you know, you guys remember that, you know, and people are pissed off and they're still mad about it. And as a response, they've enacted something called the Laken Riley Act. And what this does, and I'm gonna just summarize it for you. Basically, it says that even if you're arrested, okay, because that guy, Jose Ibarra, he had been arrested for burglary and let go, and he wasn't charged with anything. So now they changed the law so that even if you get arrested for something like a minor charge, they have a right to send you home. So just keep that in mind. So we are not playing, along with not being able to send money home, checking your phone in TSA, sweating you on around the community, hemming you up, even if you look like you're an immigrant. It's going down, okay? It's going all the way down. Keep listening.
Last category is also very broad, and we're going to have to see how this plays out. This is targeting a lot of the sanctuary cities, and here is why. When somebody is arrested in the United States, ICE will, if they're undocumented or they're a lawful permanent resident and they have a serious criminal charge, ICE will put a detainer on the file. In other words, once the person posts bail or once a person finishes their sentence, ICE has 48 hours to go get the individual. In a lot of sanctuary cities, they were just releasing the individual.
You got somebody who has a sanction. You got somebody who says, hey, Lauren, hey, keep this guy. We'll come pick him up. You just let him go. This is what, I mean, these people are literally letting illegal immigrants who committed a crime. It's already bad enough that you committed a crime when you came in. Now you committed a crime when you came in the country and you committed some more crimes. Like, they need to go home. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just too much. These people are out of control when it comes to that. I want to be able to be able to walk down the street and be safe, you know, and not and know that you don't have these people who are in the country who are just here to take advantage. Like I said, they don't even see this as their home country. So why should they take care of it? Like, I mean, they treating it like a hotel, and we have to live here. Keep that in mind. Whatever your position on immigration is, just keep that in mind.
Individuals, and not allowing for that 48 hours for ICE to have the option to go pick up the person and take them into custody. Now, ICE officers can go into courthouses and actually apprehend, detain, and arrest individuals. There
was a time when the judges wouldn't let you come in the courtroom and do it. They want you to handle it outside because they didn't want to just, but now they can handle you in court. We'll take them from here. We got it. That's what they're doing now.
To be working and getting advisals from the Office of Principal Legal Advisory. That's a fancy name for the prosecutors that work for the Department of Homeland Security. So they're going to be working with them to figure out who they can go and get at the courthouse. Now, they're supposed to do this quietly. They're not supposed to go into family court or small claims court unless the ICE officer gets approval from the field office director, otherwise known as FOD, or the special agent in charge, otherwise known as SAC. What I predict is that those people that are arrested with things like a DUI might be apprehended by immigration at the courthouse. We will see. I think that people that are charged with a crime that have been ordered removed and re-entered, I think they're going to be picked up too. I also think that people that have an order of removal that are arrested could also be picked up by ICE at the courthouse. This is something very disturbing. It says here, other aliens encountered during a civil immigration enforcement action in or near a courthouse, such as family members or friends accompanying the target alien to court appearances or serving as a witness in a proceeding, may be subject to civil immigration enforcement action.
Let me tell you what she said. So you trying to get your friend out of trouble and you don't have your papers, and you come down to the courthouse, you trying to get you down there testifying for your homeboy, you down there testifying for your neighbor. Neither one of y'all have papers, and you're here fraudulently. They can come get you too. They can swoop you up. You, mama, daddy, everybody's going to jail. Okay? Yeah. Hold my cell phone. Hold my stuff. They take. Who are you? Give me the cell phone and turn around and put your hands behind your back. That's what he's talking. That's what she's saying. So, you know, we have a far more aggressive immigration policy than we used to have under Joe Biden and the previous administrations. And it shows, but I want you to pay attention. Look at these white, this is the help that they offer. Keep looking.
On a case-by-case basis, considering the totality of the circumstances. That is very alarming, because we want people that don't have legal status to attend court hearings if they are a critical witness in an investigation. So I don't like that chilling effect.
And she's saying, so if something bad happens to you and the cops trying to get you to testify as to what some gangster did to you, guess what that means? That means that if you go down there and testify about having something happen to you and you don't have your papers, they can send you and him home.
get like it's a party going on. We all looking at Dennis. Spurling, hit subscribe, it only take you a minute. Hit the cash app, super chat, be a penny. One is real good, but 20 more will be plenty. Blizzard King pay a visit, big blast my witness. Appreciate the love, that's black men doing business. Stand up, father and brother, lawyer is he. Hall of Fame game, he's known as Uncle D. Tell it just like B, representing for we. We know time is money, you learning and pay a fee. Know it's cold outside, but the podcast hot. Giving you a feeling that these others ain't got. Say it's cold outside, but the podcast hot. Giving you a feeling that these others ain't got. Yeah, know that the blizzard come through. Bundle up for the winter, know this hit. Darren Hay watch views. Hit the light, you know that the blizzard come through. Bundle up for the winter, know this hit. Darren Hay watch views. Hit the light.
We still look at all the beautiful music that we've created. That's what's on the inside of us. We are wonderful people.